Hi, my name is Saeed Alcha, and I'm going to do this video presentation for my ISTM645 class. So this presentation is basically about social engineering and how it can be used targeting the weakest link in cybersecurity, which is the humans. So why are humans the weakest link in cybersecurity? The reason for that is despite all the investment in prevention technologies like IDS, IPS, firewalls, and others, an attacker can still gain access to the network by uh, convincing the user to let them into the network. And the reason a human would let them into the network is they can easily be fooled. And humans in general have an instinct to trust. And since there will always be at least, or for now, there's at least one human inside the network or looking at the network, controlling it somehow, the attacker can gain access to the network. So, what is the definition of social engineering? So, the process of convincing an authorized individual to provide confidential information or provide access to an unauthorized individual is known as social engineering. And uh, through social engineering, the target is convinced using various tactics to divulge information. And this information is not something that they would normally divulge. So the tools and techniques used for social engineering are could be phone phishing, online reconnaissance, dumpster diving, shoulder surfing, or in many cases just simple persuasion. So in phone phishing, the attacker basically poses as a legitimate source and tries to get the user to reveal personal information like an SSN or other PIIs. And online reconnaissance, the attacker goes through the victims' social media or online presence and creates a profile on them and uses that profile to basically attack them in a specific manner. In dumpster diving, it could work in an office setting where the user, instead of shredding all the important information, throws them directly into the dumpster, and the attacker could go through that dumpster and uh, gain information which they can then use to attack the user. In in shoulder surfing, the attacker needs to be in proximity with the user, and they can just simply look over their shoulder and see what they're entering. And the other technique is simple persuasion, where the attacker might be able to appeal to the user's sympathy to gain information. So let's see social engineering in action. So this is a video where Jimmy Kimmel does one of his social experiments. In this experiment, he has a reporter or out on Hollywood Boulevard who'd be asking people about their passwords.
Went.
We're talking about cybersecurity today and how safe people's passwords are. What is one of your online passwords currently?
It is my dog's name and the year I graduated from high school.
Oh, what kind of dog do you have?
I have a Chihuahua Papillon,
And what's its name?
Jameson.
Jameson. And where'd you go to school?
I went to school back in Greensburg, Pennsylvania,
What school?
Hempfield Area Senior High School,
Oh, when did you graduate?
in 2009.
Oh, great.
It's like,
So she was successful in getting the password from the victim. So the reason this was successful was that the reporter was actually, first of all, she was in a setting where the victim was convinced that she needed to all answer all of the questions the reporter was asking him. She had a mic to her face, and uh, the reporter basically posed a question. And humans have a tendency to want to give the impression that they know everything about everything, and the question about cybersecurity must have caught her off guard and led her to reveal her password basically. So um, this setting was kind of unique, but in general, social engineering can be used is successful for could be successful for a lot of reasons. For example, people in general have the inclination to be helpful. People want to avoid conflicts. People might be sympathetic, and the attacker might be able to appeal to the victim's ego, which was uh, in somewhat this case. And the friendliness of the attacker and a disarming attitude or situation can also lead the victim to reveal information. Uh, so the lessons learned from this presentation are that we need to train our employees and the people, the general public, um, about different ways in which attackers are going to target them, and we need to instill in them a cybersecurity common sense. For example, the first of which would be to not reveal your password, and we can build on that to create an overall secure organization and an overall secure society. Thank you so much.